Hey guys, it's Davin here at brewbits.com. As usual, behind the camera we've got James. Say hello, James. Now, I haven't brewed up a lager for a while, and I thought I would go back old school to a Cooper's lager that's been around for years. And to brew that up, I'm going to be using a 50-50 mix of brewing sugar and some extra light spray malt or powdered malt. Just to give it that extra little bit of body and lift, because the single cans can be a little bit on the thin side if we were just going to use sugar and water. So I've got my bucket to make it in. I've got my hydrometer and my trial jar so I can do some testing. I've got a bottle to put it in. I've got my siphon. I've got my thermometer, and I've got my stirry spoon. So all we need to do, starting off, rip open the top, get our yeast out, and then our instructions, if you really need the instructions, they are on the back of this label. So somehow, well, I can't remember how because I haven't done one of these for a long time, I'm going to get the label off without cutting into all the instructions. Back in a moment. It shows you how long I have not made up a Cooper's kit for, because you used to have to find the seam and then cut down the side of the seam really, really carefully. And then once I'd opened the seam up, I thought, oh, what are all these little and then turn it back over, and there's a little peel here sign. That was pretty poor of me. Peel here. And it would have all come off like that. But anyway, I've done it this way now. If you need them, those are your instructions. The first thing we need to do is pull off some hot water. And we're in a drought right now, so I'm doing it slightly differently than normal. I'm putting mine in a bowl so that I can reuse the water out in the garden and water the plants. So this needs to be left in hot water for about 15 minutes, and that will allow the liquid malt extract to become a little bit more runny. The can has been in my warm water now for a good 15 minutes. So I'm going to take it off, give it a little bit of a dry off. And then that's going to be the difficult end to open. So open up this end with the tin opener. Careful not to drop the lid in. There we go. And then pour that into your sterilised fermenting bucket. Now I'm going to put the kettle on for some boiling water. Now, if you've read the instructions on the Cooper's website, they're a little bit weird. So I'm going to kind of go the way I know. So that is to put the kettle on, 2 litres of boiling water into the fermenting vessel, use some of it to swill out the can, and then we can add our beer enhancer or our powdered malt and our sugar. Kettle's just boiled, so I'm going to pull off 2 litres of water into my big jug. Some of this boiling water I'm now going to pour into the can, and with my sterilised spoon, this means I can then give this a little stir, mix it around, up and down over the sides, because look, there's tons on the sides to get off as well. You could rinse it out a couple of times if you want to. Ow, I've now made the can really hot. So let me grab a tea towel. Save burning my little fingers. And see, there's still quite a bit in there, so I'm going to go for a second run. That's that all cleaned out. So now in goes the rest of my boiling water. And with my spoon, we're going to give this a good stir until the liquid malt extract and the boiling water have mixed together. That's all mixed in. So back up here a second, because I'm going to start off now with our spray malt or powdered malt or DME, some people call it, dried malt extract. Okay, now this, if you get it, spill it on anything, gets really, really sticky really, really quickly. Don't just dump it in. I'm going to sprinkle it in as we're stirring. Otherwise you'll get massive clumps. And now that's all in goes 500 grams of brewing sugar. It's different to supermarket sugar. This won't leave a sweetness in the lager once it's finished brewing, so make sure you use brewing sugar and not sugar from the supermarket. And then give that a good stir again so it's all dissolved in. And sometimes you might feel you've got a couple of little lumps, but don't worry too much about that. And then I'm coming up to my sink, and now I'm going to top this up to 23 litres or the 5 gallon mark with cold tap water. If you go to the website on those instructions, the Cooper's website, diybeer.com/101, it's a little bit confusing. So I'm trying to show you a very, very simple way, very easy way of doing it, because their way is way, way, way too complicated. Right, so what I do is this. When I get up to the 20 litre mark, I'll give it a good stir and I'll check the temperature. And then at that point, if it needs to be a little bit cooler, I'll carry on topping up with cold tap water. If it needs to be a little bit warmer, I'll top it up with some hot tap water. None of this faffing about of putting bottles in the fridge to cool them down, loads of other stuff like that. No need, no need, no need. This is a nice, easy, simple way of doing it. Just fill your fermenting up to 20 litres and then give it a good stir and then work out whether you need to add some extra hot water or cold water. I know though, with our tap water here, it's pretty much the same temperature all year round. And I know that if I put 2 litres of hot tap water, boiling water in the fermenter with the liquid malt extract at the beginning, by the time I get up to the 5 gallon mark, I'm hitting the 20, 21 degrees Celsius almost every single time. Now it's topped up with the cold tap water. We need to give it a really, really, really good stir to mix all that liquid malt extract, the powdered malt, and the brewing sugar all together. And that is not a really good mix. Give it a really good mix for at least a minute to mix it all together. I've given it a good stir in and held my thermometer in there now for a good 30 seconds, and it's leveled out at 22 degrees C, which is, for me, pretty much smack bang where I expected it to be. So, right, what do we need to do now? Over here, I've got my trial jar with my hydrometer. And here I've got my pipette, so I can stick that in, I can give a good suck, and I can fill my trial jar up. This is another thing in the Cooper's instructions. It said, don't bother taking a hydrometer reading. Okay. I would always say, take a hydrometer reading, so you know exactly what it's going to be. And then you know exactly what the finished ABV is going to be. That's coming out 1.038, That's really quite hard to read this one because of all the foam. 2, 4, 6, 8, 1.038. Okay, because I've sterilised that, that goes back in like that. Okay, and the last thing we need to do now is take our Cooper's yeast. Find my pair of scissors, there they are. Pop this open. Sprinkle that on the top. You don't need to stir it in. You can stir it in if you really want to. You don't need to. That foam will gradually disappear and that yeast will gradually drop to the bottom and start the fermentation process. Our lid, here we go. I'm just going to pop our lid on loosely. Obviously, if you've got an airlock, pop your airlock in with some sterilising solution in there as well. And now this goes into my warm place at 18 to 22 degrees C for the next 5 to 7 days for it to finish fermenting. It's been a week since we started off the Cooper's lager. Well, come on in, James, and have a quick look at this because it's foamed right up. You can see there's the remains of the krausen around the top, and it's settled down quite a lot. So here I have got my trial jar and hydrometer, and here I've got my big pipette, so I'm just going to suck up a little bit and then pop that in. The smell, by the way, is great. It smells of lager, just as you would expect it to. So that's always a good sign. Right, let's pop that back in out the way. And there we go. Let's take a hydrometer reading. And it is coming out at 1.008. Perfect. So we can move on. So down here, I have got a sterilised bucket. And inside the sterilised bucket, I have got my siphon. And so I'm just going to lift the lid off now, pop the siphon in, and give a good old suck on this end. Pop that down into the bucket and let it flow. Now back up to me a second, James, because there's a load of sediment at the bottom of this one. So don't just shove your siphon right to the bottom and disturb all that sediment. Just gradually go down as the level drops, drop your siphon with it. And then when you get closer to the bottom, you'll be able to see the sediment through the bucket, tilt the bucket, and then you can get as much of the lager out as possible without disturbing any of the sediment. So as the levels dropped, so that you get as much of the lager out as possible, tilt your bucket, and now you can see all the sediment at the bottom. If you lift it up slightly, you can just about see the end of the siphon tube down at the bottom, and so you can keep an eye on and make sure you get as little sediment through as possible. I'm going to bottle my lager, and I want it fizzy. So as it is at the moment, if I just bottle it, it's just going to be flat lager. So what we need to do is here I've got 125 grams of sugar, and I'm just going to, let's go that way so you can see. I'm going to sprinkle this in, and with a sterilized spoon, I'm going to get it stirring away and get it all dissolved in. And then this, once we've sealed the bottles, is going to create a nice fermentation inside the bottles. You can already see it starting to go now. And that is going to cause our lager to be lovely and fizzy. So down here, I've put it in a my bucket with the tap. Now I've put my bottling wand on. So turn the tap on, take a bottle, and I can start filling it up with lovely lager that's just been primed with some priming sugar, and then these can be capped off and then we'll have some lovely fizzy lager soon. There's one. I've got quite a few more to go. There we go, that is the Cooper's Lager bottled. So these now need to go into a warm place for the next week, so the secondary fermentation in the bottles can take place and become nice and fizzy, and then pop them somewhere nice and cool for a couple more weeks, and they will start to clear. Then you can pop them in the fridge, pop one open, and have a nice cold lager. Just reminder, when you do pop them open, there will be a little bit of sediment in the bottom. So when you do pop them open, you pour it, just pour it nice and gently, one long slow pour until you see any sediment starting to come up the bottle, and then you can pop the bottle back, and then you'll have a pint of lovely crisp golden lager. Sneaky taste whilst I was bottling, and it's a really, really nice lager, got a little smokiness to it. Not too sweet, not too bitter as well. So it's a really easy drinking lager. So there you go. That's the Cooper's Lager with the extra light spray malt. So there you go. If you've made the Cooper's kits, then let us know what you've done, how you've got on. Remember to like and subscribe to our YouTube channel as well, and then you'll be kept up to date of any other videos that we're going to be popping out. So all I have to do now is make some labels on this so I know exactly what's in there when I come to open them up. But for now, that's it. Simple and easy as that. A Cooper's Lager. Cheers, happy brewing, and I will see you next time.